All right, this
Cool.
is a Zoom session with Renee and Stephanie, and it is 4-4, the Master 44 portal. So I just made a post on my spiritual. Oh no, where'd you go? Where'd you go? Are you still here? Oh, I'm gonna keep talking. There you are. Okay, you bounced off. The 44 is I don't know what happened, is
I think
the,
I exited by accident.
you
Sorry.
did hit the wrong button. Um, I'll just kind of read here. The 4-4, is a master manifesting number. And so I kind of look at the body, mind, heart, and spirit as a temple. And so, the 4-4 rules, it's a higher level energy, and it's the master manifesting energy. And so before you come up here into the meditation and the Zen world, you've got to make sure that your earth world is taken care of. And so it rules your root chakra, which is your foundation, and making sure you're strong, stable, and secure. And so it rules foundation, structure, stability, security, safety, housing, priorities, manifesting, the organization of your time, talent, and leadership. And so you have to decide, where in your world are you weak? Are you making enough money? Are you gainfully employed? Do you need safe housing? Do you have enough money to pay your bills? How is your priority? Your physical bone system, is it weak or unhealthy? How about your iron, your D, your calcium, your levels of your physical system, all your vitamins? Are you thinking about exercising more, going to the gym, losing weight? What are your priorities in life? What is your dream? What do you have? Why do you have that dream? Is it based on ego or a higher truth? Now, the root is also connected to your crown. And so this is why it's connected to a higher truth for you. Are you your own inner authority? Do you still allow manipulation from others? Who are you? Why are you? Do you know your purpose? Are you doing your part to caretake the earth? So the root is also connected to, of course, the land. Are you doing work with your earth star? Your earth star is about 20 feet below your feet in your energy, and it does connect to the heart of the earth. Do you need to release people, places, things, thoughts, belief system? The root system contains the legs. So are you moving forward? Are you feeling stuck? Do you need to walk more? And so, you're part of the collective consciousness. So what is your part in that? Are you working to manifest the higher truth and higher good for humanity and all life on earth? Do you know your purpose? What do you think about? Do you have a well-trained mental capacity? Do you trust your own inner guidance, and are you your own inner authority? And so what is the vision you are attempting to manifest? So at this time, we're headed for the Libra full moon tomorrow, and the last new moon was September 25th. So there's the beginning of this phase. So from September 25th to tomorrow's full moon, have you manifested what you were working for? And so then the next, I've lost you. Then the next Libra full moon is going to be in October. And so it'll be between tomorrow and October is the next phase for manifesting. And this particular phase rules relationships. And so that's kind of the gist of that. So I'm going to look at your numerology now. Send me your email. I'm going to, when I send you this Zoom recording, I will attach to it documents. So where are you at? What part of the country?
I'm in St. Petersburg, Florida.
Are you lucky pup? Well, I'm in cold Ohio. Still, we're cold today. Although they promised us 75. Oh, I don't think it got above 60. So I'm pretty bummed. All right, so 33, 34, 34, and 9 is 43. And
3:30. Where'd you get there?
what, honey?
What's the 34?
Oh, I'm counting your birthday straight across. All right,
Huh.
So three, that's how you get your life path number. I'll send that too. So the 330. So March is the 330. You don't count the zero. So 3 plus 3, master 33. A number of the goddess, divine mother, divine healer. And so you probably tend to mother everybody. You may be looking into being a healer or massage therapist or working with children. And so that 33 is also Jesus Christ's number. And so, for you, you're probably aspiring to the higher concepts and consciousness of humanity. So you're working mainly with your upper chakras, your throat, your third eye, and your crown. So I'm adding straight across to help me. So 33 plus 1 is 34. 34 plus 9 is 43. Plus 9 is 52. Plus 8 is 60. So you are a 6 in a life path number. And I'll send you that document, but basically the 6s, on the positive side, they need harmony. You don't do well with conflict and confrontation. You probably love animals more than you do people. And love nature, getting outside, being outside, gardening, plants, colors, very creative number, very sexual number. Tend to have a harmony. On the downside, they tend to have tempers and can be a bit narcissistic and manipulative. So hopefully you're none of that. So I'm going to shuffle here. So I'm going to pause the recording. You being an Aries, this is probably, well, let's go back 4 years to like 2019. 2019, Pluto and Saturn and Chiron entered the sign of Aries. Nasty, nasty, nasty placement. It affected your self-identity, your self-worth, that wounded child. Where were you abused by people? Are you good enough? Do you think of yourself with value? Which you did tell me I do love myself. So that probably gave you a heads up. A lot of Aries that I know have really struggled during this time. And my husband was an Aries, and he did take his own life in 20 because it did get into the house of identity. And so, plus Chiron is in your house of relationships right now. So you may tend to partner with people you need to save or rescue or help in some way. Just don't. And then coming up here is a new moon in Aries at 0 degrees. It was a big, big deal. The last time that happened was 1777, and it launched a revolution. All right. And so Aries, of course, is your warrior planet. And so I think we're going to really see some upheaval in our country. Plus, it's in alignment with Pluto and Saturn. And so Saturn is now rolled into Pisces. So you have warrior and heart. And so it's going to be an interesting mix. The Pisces says, we all need to think about harmony, peace, love, and understanding. And the warrior goes, well, then let's get them. And so, it's going to be an interesting time. So I'm going to put the sign of there are 5 signs in particular that are most problematic in relationships. Scorpio, in male and female, without a doubt, it brings most people to my table. The second sign is Gemini, right up there with it, male and female. They are unstable, they are changeable, they just don't have that commitment, that consistency that you need. And then the next sign is Cancer, particularly Cancer, and then Sag, and then Leo. And so, although the Leonian woman tends to be more like the lioness, she's very committing, but she can be non-monogamous. And that's the thing about the Scorpio and the Gemini. A lot of times they don't want to commit. And that is just their nature. the Scorpio, Gemini, and Leo, they are not commitment oriented. And so it takes a lot for them to really want to settle down. What you want to look for, if you find yourself in a relationship with one of those two signs, you want to look at their moon and their rising. Now, if they have an earth sign, Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus, or Aquarian, Leo, Sagittarian there, that would help them become a little bit more stable.
With my mindset.
Okay, because
Yeah.
it shows there's a problem. I just started our recording just to make sure. Okay. I guess I'm gonna have to start here. Are you in debt?
I have like real estate debt. I have like loans for like mortgages but I don't have like credit card debt.
Okay, all right. So do you own multiple houses?
I own 20 rental properties.
Do you? Far,
Yeah.
far the fuck out. Good for you. All right. If I was young and to start over again, that's probably what I go into. I have a matter of fact, I did flip houses when I was in my 40s. Yeah. 40s. And so, but my partner got hooked on meth. So that shot that. And so it is suggesting at this point, because it doesn't look like, with you in real estate, I expected, do you know anything about the tarot? I expected to see some 8, 9, and 10 of Pentacles. That's success. That means you have money. That means your financial situation is big and stable and outpouring. You don't. You have the 4 and the 6, and so if you're spending money, like I don't know what you're spending money on, but I would suggest that they're suggesting this is the foundation of your reading. I would suggest you sit on it for a little bit. You might want to use this year to pay off some things, get yourself financially stabilized. Along with your life path, you also get a personal year number. So this year is a 7. So 2, 2, 3 adds up to a 7. 10, 13. Oh, interesting. This year you are a 4. So this year it is all about stability, security, finances, housing, money, your debt ratio, all that good stuff. Now, the last 6 months, has there been a problem financially?
I think I've just been my rent's really expensive. My rental ends in June. And I'm paying a premium for rent, which will significantly improve my financial situation once I'm freed from the lease.
Okay, so that ends in June.
June 18th.
Okay, good, because they want you to move. So can you move into one of your properties that you own?
No, they're all rented in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Oh,
But I was planning on possibly, finding something much cheaper, maybe going back home to save, with my parents. But that was already in my heart to reallocate my rent money towards a savings pile.
okay, all right. Because it is suggesting that well, it's kind of odd. It was kind of suggesting that you have a home in Florida and you have a home back home. And so I do have the 6 of Cups here. 6 of Cups is returning to something in your past. And that would probably mean cohabitating, because interesting enough, your finances, I mean, if I was to call it, Stephanie, they don't look that good. It looks like you just have the minimum coming in, that you're just able barely to pay your bills. And so How do you get along with your parents?
Great, they're my best people.
Oh, that's very unusual. Good
My
for you.
biggest blessing in life is my health and then my parents. I have fabulous parents.
All right. Well, to be honest with you, it is suggesting that you do go back home. Um, However, eventually you may return back to Florida. I guess it depends on where you want, or actually somewhere else. Do you have another warmer location that you like?
I was thinking of leaving the country for the currency arbitrage of maybe living somewhere where it was significantly cheaper to the US dollar to leverage that and save money.
Okay. All right. Well, with China, working with Saudi Arabia and Iran, Iraq, whichever one it was, they're trying to do away with the dollar and replace it with the euros. And so, all the way around, we're in a very precarious situation. So I don't know how stable Costa Rica is. Um, would definitely suggest saving up and maybe spending a year there to see how safe you're going to be. I mean, there's a reason why I have several Costa Rican friends up here. They left Costa Rica for a reason. And that was because financially it was hard to make it. Also, it's not that safe there. And a couple of years ago, it pretty much got wiped out by a huge tsunami. And so, have you been there before?
I've never been to Costa Rica.
Okay. So you might want to go down there and spend a year, see how you like it. It does have you, 'cause it's interesting enough, it kind of has that happening maybe this fall or next spring, but it does show that you return home. And so it may not be. I even tried living in Austin, Texas a few years ago. A lot of times grass ain't always greener. And so, Ohio was much easier to live in and traffic was better and we're safe here. So now you're also, in June, everything seemed to be starting for you in June, somewhere around the summer solstice. And so this is where you're trying to make your decision about, do I stay? Do I go? I'm going to suggest that you go. You need to at least, it's suggesting 2 years. 2 years of maybe living with your parents in order to get this financial situation stabilized. Now, I don't know, how are you able to collect rent from all these houses that you own?
I do collect rent from all these houses.
Okay, so everybody's paying. So where is your money going?
To pay my own rent, to pay a mortgage, taxes, maintenance, insurance, rental permits, food for myself, gas, all the ordinary bills that pile up.
Okay, okay. Well, how do you have a plan in mind how to get yourself stabilized, how to generate a bigger income?
Buy more houses. I'm gonna do a refinance, do a cash out. By moving home and lowering my own personal expenses, I do feel I am the biggest expense to my business. Um, I was considering, getting maybe a $1,500 rental here instead, but I also agree that going home and saving that money could be very advantageous for my financial situation.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you to move home. But make sure when you do move home, you barter, because you don't want to. I know it's home, and your parents will say, well, you don't have to do that, but you need to do something to help them either financially or physically, so that the exchange is equal. So you don't want to generate negative karma, so pay some of their bills, or um, work around the house, whatever you need to do to make sure that that is maintained in balance. All right. So it is suggesting you move home. And now the thing is, when you move home, you'll probably start dating. Now, this can be, it does show that you'll be meeting someone This would be an Aries, Libra, Gemini. So Geminis are tough. I won't even date them. I just won't. They're just nuts. Seriously. Most of them are bipolar. Most of them have shades of avoidant, anxious attachment. And so it ain't pretty. And it also shows disappointment around her. So just be careful there. Now, is there something that you need to go back to school for?
No,
Okay, do you need to make sure all your licensing are in good shape?
I don't have a real estate license. I don't have any licenses that I maintain.
Okay, what about in Pennsylvania? Well, of course, in Pennsylvania. It kind of shows me that there is either a certificate or a license that needs to be updated. You're not doing it, it could get you in trouble. Are you
Okay.
are you behind on your taxes?
I have to pay them. They aren't due yet, but I do have to pay my rental permits and my taxes. They are due.
Okay, all right. Just you
Get
know,
them paid.
yeah, make sure that everything is on the up and up as far as all your insurances, your taxes, your certificates, whatever, because it does show maybe a legal slippage on your part. And many Aries do, and that 33, you're highly intuitive, and a lot of times that comes with ADHDness. And so just make sure that you're paying attention to all your important things. And now, how is your mother's health?
Good, from what I know.
Okay, well, you may go back home and find it might not be such. And so, not that I see anything life threatening, there could be some major dental work that needs to be done. um, make sure her vitamins, her vitamin D and B and calcium are all good, because it's showing me some maybe deficiencies in the physical system. It does show me here it's probably going to take you a good year to get that financial situation stable. And also, it is suggesting that you remain single for a while. So I'm not okay. Here comes a Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. She doesn't last either. Simply no Scorpios. That's serious. Just trust me on that. And it just showed me here, she is a bit avoidant or anxious attachment, or there could be some sort of emotionally unavailability with her, or a narcissist. What you really need to watch out for in those signs is narcissism and avoidant anxious attachment, and shades of the all about themness. It has you moving. It shows you're going to be happier coming home for a little bit. Save your money. Now, going to at least take 10 months between now and January, February, March. Well, really 1 year. 1 year to get that money stabilized. And so try to cut back all spending since you're living at home. You don't need to have all that stuff. Sell as much as you can as far as your personal things, unless you're extremely attached to it. Do you do manifesting at all?
Yeah.
Okay, that's also on the board. I'll send you information on that to make sure that you really are maybe doing vision boards or vision papers towards each home or your situation. It does show me you are not that consistent with it. You are a bit hit and miss. So attempt to make that as consistent as possible. Another female coming into the Gemini, Libra, Aries. She doesn't love herself. Are you a fixer? Are you a rescuer?
I would say I like to help people, yeah.
Okay. And I just don't even go there. She's gonna leave you maybe a little bit broken. And so you need to pay attention to that. A Libra, Aries, Gemini. And looks like her self-esteem isn't the best. She is, just don't rescue him anymore. Matter of fact, God is like sending out huge red flags on this one. She has the capacity of bringing you to your knees. Really, and that's what I'm seeing really for the next year, this year, is a lot of relationships that are not going to end well. So as long as you can kind of keep yourself a little bit detached and neutralized, you can date, but just understand I don't see anybody that's steady and consistent for a while. Your big thing is really moving and this money situation. And it does show, and another thing here, have you been tired?
Yeah.
Okay. You probably don't have insurance, but you might want to beef up your vitamin system. Most earth angels, and it does show that you are one, most earth angels have trouble hanging on to vitamins because the energy is too much for our flesh and bone. And so the vitamins that tend to get obliterated are D, B, C, magnesium, potassium, iron, and I think that's it. Okay, so it does show me you are tired, so there might be a deficiency. So I'm going to go to another deck of cards. So hang on. You're still a baby. and at 22 I was married, and so really, don't make that mistake. Of course, back in my generation, that's what we did. I'll be 71 this year, so
You look incredible. You look 45, not even.
thank you. Well, earth angels tend to look a lot younger than what they are, so that'll be a plus for you later. Your 20s are made for you. I gotta get this on. Oh, we are recording. Your 20s are made for you to do self-exploration. I just read not too long ago that our brain doesn't even come together, our left and right brain doesn't even come together until we're like 27 fucking years old. And I'm like, here we are trying to make all these adult decisions in our life, and our brain hasn't even met yet. And so your 20s are supposed to be part of, a huge self-exploration and getting your self-authority and strength and make it stronger, so that you're no longer influenced by outside influence to cause you to be diminished or to be interrupted in your journey here. I did pull, this card. I love this card. It talks about you're headed for power and confidence, capability and confidence, survival to empowerment, struggle to success, from selfishness to compassion. Let's explain very clearly with the earth angel how you can tell the difference between an empath and a wounded person. When there is an argument, the empath will say, what did I contribute to this? How can we fix this? The damaged person will say, you need to do this, you need to change that, and you said this. They won't look at themselves. And so that tells you immediately what you're working with when you have that first argument. what does that person do? Do they go, oh my God, I'm so sorry, I didn't realize I was doing that, I'll try to be more mindful? Or is it you? And so the earth angel tends to attract narcissism in all flavors and forms and colors, from the obvious overt narcissist to the covert narcissist. They're always the victim. Everybody else does it wrong. Everybody else did this to them. And then you have the avoidant. I want love, I want love, I want love. Phew, they're gone. And then you have, of course, the anxious attachment. I'm so wounded. I'm not good enough. What am I doing here? You're so much better than me. You should get somebody better. And you're like, oh my God. And so you're going to be spending all your energy pulling them up when you need to be spending your energy making yourself stable. So, your goal right now in your 20s is to get that 6 personality, father, hunter, warrior, goddess, mother, warrior, strong. Doing what you need to be doing to strengthen your foundation. And also, who are you? What are you? Why are you? What is your purpose? What are you here for? Who are you? What are you made of? What do you want? What do you like? And so that really doesn't come into solidification until you're around 28, which is called your second Saturn return. When you're born, the wheel is lined up with the planets in certain houses, but parents, school, community color in all that, color in your identity. So between 26 and 30, you develop your identity according to your truth. I'm not this, I am that. And so it's kind of really important that you don't partner with someone at this time, because this is what happened in my situation. We started out similar, but he went one way and I went another. So by the time you reach that 28th year, you two could be singing completely different songs. And so the point is now to get your career, really decide, is this something you're going to continue to do? I would suggest yes. As I feel in our future history and economic situation, house ownership is going to be a rarity. Only the wealthy will own homes. I think this is the separation. Edgar Cayce always talked about the economic separation in our country, the have and the have not. And I think we are seeing that now. We're seeing the beginnings of it, the true separation. And once again, if you're a landlord, whom do you serve? All right, attempt to be affordable and not go into that control and greed and that ego. And so this is where you're going to have to be really, really careful on the choices that you're going to be making, especially the money. The money can be made in housing. I think, that's where all the mega million people, that's what they did. They bought up as much property as possible. And so, but it is also suggesting, do you need to take on a part-time job?
Probably.
And that's what go home, get yourself situated in there, but you might need to take on a part-time job doing something. And really this year is all about, next 2 years is all about your finances. You may meet people here and there, but it doesn't look like anything that's going to be bells and whistles and butterflies. And if you want to go to Costa Rica, I would plan for a year, like in late 2024, 2025. And, just invest a year of your life there to see how it really is going to be. I think our world is going to be going into some unrest. And so this is something you're going to have to be careful about. All right, one more. Okay, you're getting ready to separate yourself from your past. And so, Any old stories like your Gemini or whomever, are you still thinking about her? Does she still have influence over you? It's time to wrap up those old stories. We just, my husband killed himself. That's his story. It's not my story. He left me here to deal with things, so I am dealing. So I've had to create my own story. And so that's what we're supposed to do. We are at 0 Aries degrees. And so Aries begins the zodiac. And so we are all literally being born into a new reality at this time. Plus Pluto changed station. It went from Capricorn to Aquarius. So we are truly now in the age of Aquarius. Saturn went into Pisces. So you might want to look at your chart to see where Pisces is, if you have any Pisces in your chart. That's where you're going to get kick-ass. And so are you familiar with your birth chart?
I do have it on a co-star.
Okay. Co-star has me as a Gemini. I am no way a Gemini. And so they had me wrong, and they had a couple of my other clients wrong. And so I use cafeastrology.com, and another app that I use for my phone is called Astro Matrix. Astro Matrix gives you your progress chart too. So, everything's always moving. And so you want to be able to see that progression. So I've got one more deck I'm going to go into. The next female you may meet, now she's a Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. She could have a child. Now you could get very attached to said child, and so it doesn't look like you continue, and so it's really going to hurt you to leave child. And so this is why I need you to be very careful with that. You are an archangel. That comes with all sorts of things. Most of us are usually have some form of mood disorders. Most of us are ADD. Most of us can have PTSD. We need to live very Zen-like. We don't handle confrontation. We don't fit in the world. We always feel a little outside ourselves. We're feelers. We feel people, places, things. We feel the collective consciousness. We feel the world around us. So I'm going to send you information on that. Now, this is good to see. Are your parents co-investors at all?
In my business?
Mm-hmm.
They do help fund me. Yep.
Okay. All right. Next year is when things really, next March, things really get good for you. The lioness is born right now. She's in a zoo. She's caged. She can't go forward. Next year, she gets out. The new vision is upon you. This rules March, April, May, and this shows a new birthing for you. And then the money situation gets better. Apples in your basket. So now, instead of that 4 and 6 pentacle that you're dealing with, you're looking at 8 and 9 pentacle, and that's what I wanted to see. But it's going to take you a year, perhaps, of restructuring, reorganizing, and that's what all of this is about. It's the restructuring, the dismantling of the old temple, and then building a new foundation. And so you've gathered, good for you, you've gathered all these properties. You may have done it a little haphazardly. Now you know better. And so even if you have to sell a couple to get yourself stabilized, do it, because that will be replaced. And so it has you moving back home, which is going to be very happy. You're going to be happy to be home for a while, just kind of allowing yourself to puddle and to get out of the stress, because it does show me here you've been in stress, lots of worry, lots of stress. Earth angels, we don't stress well. It tends to make us sick. And so if you stay in that too long, you can end up with chronic fatigue, fibromyalgia, or like tummy issues, and you don't want to do that. You may meet a person really shortly after you go back home, and now she may be a mother, and it is showing that does not last, and so it's going to hurt you even more. Now, not only do you lose the mate, you lose the child. So you need to be careful there. It has you traveling towards the end of the year, somewhere around October. Maybe you go to Costa Rica. I don't know. You go someplace, but you're going. You finally understand what you are as the earth angel. There's just certain ways that we have to be, and I will send all that to you. And then in 1 year, you get to walk into a new story, and there's going to be great transformation. You're going to be meeting someone else after the first one. See the smiling snake. I caution you, this is the kissy kissy to your face, and the hissy hissy. She'll take money from you. She'll want to move in with you. You don't give them nothing. You don't help them. If you have to help her at all, you keep walking. Joy is coming. But where you are coming from right now is stress and exhaustion. They're kind of causing this because of the tightness. Earth angels, we need to live big. Our energy needs to be out here. When you go into stress and fear and worry and anxiety, your energy field tends to come in on you, and it causes you, anxiety and fears. God is on your side, but judgment has been called. And so really, when the flowers bloom in May, June, July, that's time to come home. And that's going to help because you get out of the stress and the anxiety that you have been in. So what I'm understanding here, no women for a while. We need you working on yourself. So do all the self-love. All right. Move home and puddle for 1 year. So make that an agreement with yourself. In 1 year, I'm going to move out. I'm going to go somewhere. Number 2, if you have to sell a couple properties to bring yourself back into balance, do so. Work on this financial foundation. This is the key to your success right here, right now. And this year you are in a 4-year. So this is all about that foundation, all about home, money, security, investment, the physical body. So it's also about your health, keeping yourself healthy so you don't get sick. So any questions, my dear?
You've really done an incredible job, and I feel very grateful. And I do have a crush on somebody now who is giving me resistance and rejection, but you've answered it by saying no women and focus on yourself. And I think that is the answer and the truth.
I'm at home too. If she's down there, what are you going to do? It'll keep you stuck there. It's really all about your freedom right now, and liberation from people, places, things, attitudes, and belief systems. So it's really all about you.
You've done a fabulous job. I feel very grateful to you and Victor for introducing me to you.
Okay, honey. Well, it's been my pleasure. I've enjoyed meeting you. And, give me a holler when you reach home. Let me know that you're home safe and sound.
Thank you so much. And I will follow through on the PayPal as well.
Okay. All right. I'll be sending you your information probably Monday, if not sooner. So make sure you give me your email in text. All right. Big hugs. Enjoy that warmth while you got it.
Thank you. Bye-bye.